went through a big life altering, yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Just keep talking, keep
I
talking.
went
There's
through
something.
a life altering kind of change with my marriage. My marriage kind of fell apart, and so I was trying to find my way, and the gym kind of became my solace. The gym became the place for me to kind of recenter, and it was just everything. It really basically rescued me. And I had a friend who was an IFBB pro, and I said, do you think I can compete? And she was like, yeah, I think you can. I was looking at doing figure at the time, and she was like, why do you want to do figure? And so she talked to me about the different styles of bodybuilding, which I didn't even know there were like multiple categories. I thought there was bikini and bodybuilding and figure. I thought that was it. I didn't know there was physique. I didn't really understand it. She explained it to me. And she's like, I really think your body is suited for that. So I went out and competed the first time. I was 51. And I didn't do great. I was really, really tiny. The judge's feedback was that I just needed to get a little bit bigger. So yeah, so then I just fell in love with it. Getting on stage for the first time, I was like, ooh, it's like addicting. It's like a drug, and you're like, oh, now I like really want to do this. So that's kind of how I got started in it. I can't hear
Just
it. Okay, now I
sorry,
can.
I just took off the mute for a second. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing about this. Dealing with one thing about bodybuilding, there is a lot of body dysmorphia issues about this, and
Mm-hmm.
I can understand about with the siblings because I had um, two of my oldest brother, my older brother, and my older sister passed away, and I can understand that. My older brother was the one who kind of inspired me into a family of body because he used to play football here in our town. He used to collect the muscle mags and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
I used to be a fan of guys like Lee Haney, Arnold Schwarzenegger, those guys. And then, you women kind of just, especially at the age where I was getting to close into my pubescent age, when you start developing as a teenager, it's
Yeah.
just something about y'all women with the muscles and everything. It was just something different about y'all. And to do what you do, especially being a mom, raising kids,
Yeah.
working, it's tough. That's why I like to acknowledge women like yourself, because you know what, I was raised by my mom, my three older sisters, and it's a lot of work as a woman to be, especially in a sport which is considered more of a masculine sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but my thing is it's like kind of one of the things I tell my students and my daughters, I have two daughters and two sons, is that you can be this fierce, kind of, well, I have a tattoo that's a lion, and I'm like, you can be feminine and you can be fierce at the same time. So I have this lion and I've got these flowers on one side. So I don't know if you can kind of tell, but it's this idea of you can have this kind of muscular, I can, lift weights and kind of be this BA kind of girl, but I have this feminine side to me too. Being a middle school teacher, it's very important for me to kind of expose these girls to this idea of what it means to be healthy, because it's so skewed with social media. I could not imagine growing up with social media. I mean, like as a teenager. So for me, it's just being a good example for my daughters. My son competes. My youngest son is a physique competitor. He's 20. And he and I competed at the state championships in November together. So that was kind of cool. So I have this kind of bond with my kids because my kids are all older. Um, but being a good example for my daughters, being a good example for my students, my girls especially, that's kind of my thing, is just to say, like, of course the guys are like, Miss Carver, how much can you deadlift? And they're afraid of me because like, she can body slam you. I'm just like, okay. Then I would get fired and that would just be a bad thing. But anyway, yeah.
Well, maybe that's some of these kids need to be about to because kids nowadays in schools are wild. And we just it wasn't just that long ago. We just had that shooting in Nashville, and it's just it's also dangerous to be a child now these days. Back when I was school,
Mhm.
at the worst, you might get picked on a little bit, and you might be able to fight. But kids now just
it's it's
it's just
it's so bad because it's with social media and like all these, all these different apps that they can communicate on, and they hide behind their screens, and it really is damaging to some of these kids, what they go through. And yeah, so yeah, it is. I can't imagine being a kid today. It's, I mean, like the way we grew up, it's like there weren't cell phones. There was like three channels on the TV. I mean, so it's just crazy the access they have to things, and it's not always healthy.
Yeah, because I know when I was growing up, yeah, we there was like more than three channels. Sometimes you got to get that one channel. You have
Okay,
to get to
I'm way
antenna.
older than you, but
No, how old are you?
I'll be 53 soon.
Well, you're not that much older because I'm 48. I'm gonna be 49 in November. So you're not too much
You're
older
like
than me.
32, okay?
Yes, okay. I look 32 because I got my hair, I got myself clean and shaven. But I can understand about how this because I grew up in the country and we didn't have cable. We sometimes if the weather's real right, we can get in maybe five, six more channels with the
The
antenna.
antenna.
Yeah, we didn't have the one with with the rabbit ears. We had the one where you take it, the wire and took it and tied to the back of the TV. And we're here, get over here, get over there. Yeah, yeah. And I can understand about the social media stuff. It's just but as somebody, especially in this sport of bodybuilding, social media is very important because it's a
Now,
way
yeah, it is.
to get attention, also the way to get sponsors. I mean,
Mhm.
the thing about bodybuilding is I talk about this a lot. It's not a very lucrative career. I
No.
mean, I remember that interview with a lady who was she got a pro card about a few years ago. And she remembers how she told me how it cost her like $6,000, $7,000 to after her last prep, before she got her card. And being that you're the amateurs, it's just as expensive because you know what you got to pay for this and that, this and that, this and that. You got to have the coach. You need to pay for your suits. You got to pay for this and that, and and especially in the divisions that are not as considered as feminine, that is
Yeah.
women's bodybuilding and physique. Even though physique is supposed to be more of a lighter, I used to call it watered down women's bodybuilding. That was
Yeah.
my thought of it because but in my content maker, and I really started to learn some things about the divisions.
Yeah.
And this is one thing I'm seeing quite often is how, people will make judgments on you ladies about how you look. Because, and right here, Miss Carver is a very beautiful woman. And, she's very attractive. She has a big old smile here. But some people feel like, this chick trying to be a man. She trying to,
Yeah.
that's just ignorance.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I mean, I'm at such a low level. I mean, yeah, I'm getting ready. I'm about 8 weeks out from competing again. So this will be my third show. And, I'm not a very big girl as far as I'm only about 5'2". So I mean, I'm coming into this show much bigger. My lower body is going to be much more pronounced than I have in the past. And that's kind of my thing, this idea of like I don't feel very masculine when I'm even like today at the gym. I didn't, I mean, people stop me all the time. They're like, oh, do you compete, and I'm like, but I mean, I don't feel, I'm not at a pro level, so I'm not, you can see I'm not massive in any kind of way. I mean, Jamie, of course, she's like, but the first time I saw her I was like, oh my gosh, like I like look so tiny next to her. But she's just putting in the work major. She's so determined. And I don't know, it used to bother me, but I have, going back to the body dysmorphia thing, I have never been so comfortable with how I look than I am at this moment. Sometimes it sneaks in every once in a while, but I know the process. It does get in your head when you're bulking and you're, really getting bigger. But I don't know. I think this, Jamie does a really good job to me of looking feminine with that size. And that's kind of my goal is I want to still look feminine, but yet show the muscularity with, looking like that X, that well proportioned upper body to that lower body with that tiny waist. Hey, I'm all about that. I'm like, yes, bring it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel okay about. Guys are going
Well,
to say stuff and people are going to say stuff. And it's like,
yeah, like this. If you don't like it, you don't have to say anything about it. I mean, that's
yeah.
the problem with people. Some people just need to voice their opinion, but sometimes it's not best to just say anything because you know what? You
My
wouldn't want
mama
somebody
says
to
if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say
don't say
anything.
it at all. Yeah,
She's
you
supposed to
know,
be listening. So
yeah. And it's just that's the problem. But like I said again, you're an athlete, you're a competitor, and you have to work and build your body to a certain level, especially if you're gonna stand on stage with people who might have better genetics or just
right.
better gear, depending on that. But it's not all about that. It's all about just about presentation, and the femininity factor is important. But to me, as a fan of the sport, I think it's not as important. It's part of I would say it's kind of a better way to say that. It's a necessary evil in a way, but
Yeah.
it's important, especially in Christianity, because I know some women talk about how some women look too manlyish or whatever like that. But the fact is, there are some women who are very attractive who have good muscle.
Mm.
People like a lady who I talk about quite often, who I'm a fan of, is Andrea Shaw. I mean, I love her. She's just beautiful. People like Mila Ash. People like a lady who did an interview with Jasmine Lee. Quite a few other ladies who I've follow and just there's some beautiful women in that sport. We got my man who just came through here. KLA the Wanderer. He's a hater. He says hello. I said say hello back to him.
Hey.
And folks, like I said this, if you're interested in following Miss Gena, look at her social media description in the description. The social media is in the description. She's on IG. And support her and respect her as in her path of sport bodybuilding. But this is something, and this is no offense to you, Miss Gena. This is something I say to all the guys out there who are guys or women like Gena who are a fan of muscle.
Yeah.
No D pics. Stop it. Get some help. She got kids. She got
I got
grandkids.
grandbabies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has to go to school. I mean, last thing she want to do is her babies come on and say, "Grandma, can't I have your phone? Grandma, what's this funny little thing on here?" And say, "Nah, stop it. Get some help." Now we're going to jump into social media for a bit, and we're going to look at some pictures she has here. This is from here right here. Right here, one of your shows you competed. Which show was this?
The one in the middle.
Yeah.
There. So that was the state championship in November. So that was my second show. Yeah. So that's the one thing about physique is that, the bikini and the wellness and figure is just stacked. It was me and this girl who's 20 something years old. And so I won the state championship in November for physique for the Carolina State Championship. So it's for North and South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's your little posing suit.
That was my suit. That was the first suit. So my very first suit I ever wore this is the first one I had made just for me. Meredith Mayhem is incredible. She makes Jamie's suits as well. So she handmade that for me. My first suit I borrowed. Meredith did my makeup as well.
Yeah,
okay. 50-year-old look. And then my friend Elisa did my hair. I was trying to go for that Viking warrior.
You want to be shield mating?
Yeah. Of course, there's me and Jamie.
Yeah, you and Jamie. Yeah. She she does tire you a little bit because you're 5'2". She look like she's about 5'4", 5'5".
I think she's at least 5'5", if not taller than that. But she just is. But I mean, look how beautiful she is. I mean,
both of y'all are beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
This is a nice little picture here. The black dress.
Yeah. So Blackjack Images. He's my photographer. He's amazing. He's a retired state trooper. That's my son.
Oh, that's your boy.
Yeah.
That's a handsome boy.
He's competing. He's gonna. So he's taking a year off to get ready. So that's David Carver. He is taking a year off to put on size, and he's going to compete at the state championship again.
All right.
Yeah.
That's just like here. You training.
This is my last day of cardio. I was on so much cardio. I could not wait for it to be done. That was my bulk.
Yeah.
Me and a
And
bowl.
like I said, this is like I said, you look pretty, you're very happy. You won.
Yeah.
Uh,
My
this,
trophy, I brought my trophy to school, so my trophy is sitting in my classroom. Um, yeah.
yeah. And here's a video of your little video you made of
Oh
you know
yeah, of all my progress down to, gosh, I was so gigantic.
Yeah, you should, like, say you should proud of the. It's about the sport. People, this is one thing I talk about on this channel. How people talk about the use of steroids in sport of bodybuilding, but this is not just. It's one of the small factors of the process.
Hmm.
It's about being consistent,
Hmm.
coming in every day, working out. I know there's days where, especially you have to be at school, and then after you're done, you have to probably work out, try to get
Yeah,
yourself,
so I go to the gym at 3. I get up at 3:20 in the morning. I'm at the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning.
hmm
I work out from 4 to 6:30 in the morning, and then I usually, well, during prep, I have to go back after work. So, people don't realize they're like, oh, she's just got good genetics, and I'm like, no, I just called consistency and hard work because I'm eating the same thing every day. I mean, I do have good genetics because my mom and dad that's a picture of me and my dad.
Yeah, I got a
But
picture. I think right here is a picture of your parents right here. Yeah.
yeah, they're great. That's my mom and dad. So my dad's getting ready to be 80. Um,
Ooh, wow.
and my mom is 70. Well, she'll be 75. I hope that's right, mom. But anyway, yeah, they are amazing. And so I do have good genes. But
Yeah.
I mean, it is a lot of hard work. It is, you have to put your life on hold. And my students are great because they're like, are you eating chicken again, Miss Carver? And I'm like, yes. Can we have a bite? No. I eat while I'm teaching. I teach at a charter school. I teach U.S. history, and they're just so supportive. My colleagues, my administration. I remember one time I told my boss in the last prep, I was like, I, after I'm done teaching, I cannot stay for prep. I'm going to get sick. I'm so tired. I was just, you get to the end and peak week and you're just like, um, trying to stay awake. You're just dying. But anyway,
Yeah. And
yeah.
then with the students being like yeah, you can shut that.
Yeah.
You, you,
Yeah.
you, you,
I'm
you,
like,
you, you
and I
turn
told
into
him,
you turn into the Hulk. Like
I do.
Hulk.
I use that. I'm like, now look, do not make the Hulk
Yeah.
come out because it is not gonna be pretty if the Hulk comes out. So
Yeah.
y'all, I'm hangry, I'm tired. Y'all better watch it. And then they start seeing, like, when I start really shredding and and I'm teaching and they start seeing my muscles. They're like, Miss Carver, we can see your abs through your shirt. And I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
like
okay,
remember the old TV show with Bill Bixby, the whole
yes,
Mr. McGee. Don't make me
yep,
angry. You don't like me when
yep.
I'm angry.
You won't
Hey,
like it. That's
oh, we got
exactly.
people.
And the kids, they
My
wouldn't
man
know it if
KL.
I said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my man KL is saying, I won't send a D pic, but Miss Gena, you do have a lovely physique. Hope you get your pro card soon. Well, we just got another person that dropped in. We have here the lovely Jamie Hart. Hey, friend. Yeah, you just saw Jamie yell. Yeah, shout out to Jamie Hart.
Yeah.
Jamie, thank you.
She's my soul sister. We get it.
Yeah, and shout out to Jamie because I told her whenever she's ready because I know she said she's gonna do a show in towards the end of the year, and I
Hmm.
said whenever you want to come back on and maybe that's the show we get your pro card like there's shows like Nationals coming up. There's
Yep.
USA's, but Nationals is in
And
November, so that'd be
mhm.
or she can do the Olympia. I told her those two shows would be a great choice for you. Want to try to get another national
Yeah.
qualification. And also, my man,
She's qualified for nationals, so
yeah, because you
yeah.
won your show back in 2021. That
Yep.
did qualify you for nationals, but you didn't do
Yep.
nationals.
Right, but I think the way that I understood it is you're qualified for. I won the show in 2022, so I didn't go to nationals in 2022, but I can go to nationals this year. So coach, with Jamie and I have the same coach, Trey Hodges, who's incredible.
He's a
And
legend.
let me tell you about that man in a minute, but we'll make a determination in May where I fit. But let me tell you about Trey Hodges, that coach. So I had a coach who quit 9 weeks out from the state championship. and just was like, I don't know that this is a good fit. And I was like, what the heck? Are you kidding me? I mean, I had bulked with him. I had been with him for almost a year. And I, my, my friend, Teresa Mata, who's an IFBB pro, who actually prepped me for my very first show ever.
Oh,
She's like, hey,
I
hey,
know, Teresa. I met
yeah,
her last year when a guy who I know by name of Glenn Young Senior just had
yeah, Glenn, yeah, the photographer. Yeah,
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 I met her at an event, and
yes,
she just recovering from having her breast implants removed. I
yep,
talked about this on my
yep.
channel where the
So we live in the
toxicity.
same town.
So yeah, you right here in North Carolina.
Yes, she is. She prepped me for my first show, and Teresa did, and so Teresa gave me Trey's number, and I was like, and I reached out to him, and he goes, well, I'd really like 12 weeks, but I'll take you. And we'll make a determination, 3 weeks out, whether you should do the show. And let me tell you what that man, I know it was brutal. It was a hard 9 weeks. I mean, it was, whew, but he got me. I mean, you saw I won the state championship with him. So yeah, Trey is incredible. I mean, what he's doing with Jamie right now is, I mean, like of course we send each other pictures all the time. We're like, oh my gosh, look at this. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's a fabulous, fabulous coach.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
I know because Trey he works with one of my favorite competitors. That's Monique Jones.
Oh, she's our posing coach. Yeah,
Oh
Mo.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I know I love Monique. I reached
Ooh,
out
yeah.
to her about a few times, hoping maybe I can give an interview with her sometime soon. If she's not busy. I mean, she's a beautiful physique, and I think he works with quite other people. I can't think of the other names he worked with, but I know he's like one of the top guys, especially for women in the
He
sport of
knows
bodybuilding. I think
women.
Trey. Then you have Shelby Starnes. I think a
Yep.
couple others that do more with the women because I think with some of these guys they understand. Especially you got to remember this: women, even though men are women, we're the same. Race. We're humans.
Yes.
We're just different species of human.
Right. Yeah.
And
The way we're built.
women, yeah,
Yeah.
'cause your
And we
biology is
respond so
different.
differently. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because
And he studies your body, like meaning what works for Jamie isn't going to work for me, and what works for me isn't going to work. I mean, like it's just so funny that we have different protocols. We have different, even just our workout, our nutrition. I'm like, you get a cheat meal, like wait a second. So I mean, it's he looks at when you're sending those check-ins, it's not like, okay, here's a cookie cutter thing. It's like, okay, I like this and this, let's do this. He's just very wise, and I really do trust him. And if he knows women's physique, he knows women's bodybuilding. Yeah, he's incredible. I mean, and he works with dudes. I mean, he just took on. I just saw him post about a new guy that he's taking on. So I mean, obviously he knows what he's doing. So he's got some pros underneath him and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very pleased.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's good that you have somebody that understands. 'Cause I know I've talked to some ladies that they had coaches where it didn't work out for one particular reason, or they was with this coach for so long, but he just gave them the same kind of cookie cutter thing, and the thing that works for one person doesn't work for anybody for another person.
Everybody.
Right here, your girl Jamie says, "So proud of you." Yeah, he's so proud. He's so proud of you, and also my man KL has a question, and as teacher, there's no stupid questions, but this
Okay,
is
that's
kind of
right.
says like this. He says, how are you a grandmother? Well, KL, let me explain this how you happens. When mommy and daddy have kids, and then their kids have kids, so
Yeah.
those kids of the kids are grandkids.
Yeah.
So that's how it works.
I have my oldest is married to a guy in the Air Force. They live in Wyoming, which is
And thank you for your
way too far
service.
away. And so I have a 3-year-old grandson named Trey, and I have a 1-year-old grandson named Coulter. So they're coming in the end of May to the East Coast. So I'm like thrilled. But yeah, so my oldest daughter has 2 babies.
That's sorry.
So that's how I became a grandmother. I remember thinking, I'm too young to be a grandma. Now I'm like, I love it. My grandma name was supposed to just be G. That was going to be my grandma name, but my grandma name is Lala. Um, my older grandson, he would call me Lala, and I'm like, why is he calling me Lala? I don't understand this. And I figured out my other daughter, whose name is Lexi. she wanted to be called Lovey. And so we would get on when we together, we would get on the FaceTime, and FaceTime Trey, she would say la la Lovey. Well, he equated la la to my face. So every time he sees me, he would say la 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 la. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. I guess I'm a la la. So that's my grandma name is La La. So
That's sweet. Because I know when my we used to call my mother, well, we call her Mo. That was the name we had. So, and I know, the kids, the grandkids call her Mo, and that's because she raised like two of my older nephews, and pretty much she, like I said, she and my father were together for 55 years, even though 30 of it he was living in New Jersey, she was still in North Carolina, but I can understand that. That's what about I'm myself. I'm a great uncle, and it happens. I got one nephew. He's in the army. He has
oh
8 kids,
oh wow.
two ex-wife, three baby mamas, and I got a niece. She has one son. I got another nephew who has a son. I got another nephew who has 2 kids, and and it won't be long for even because my I have an older brother. He has sons, and it won't be long for I'll be a great great uncle. But I can
Ooh,
understand that. My man here. This is Trish Fan 11. He says I got to follow her on IG now. Okay, yeah. So go ahead,
bring
follow
it.
her.
Come on.
Also, KL says this. It was a compliment, you idiot. I wasn't an idiot,
I know. He's being
because
silly.
like I said, I'm
I
gonna pick
got
on.
you.
Yeah, because I'll
I
bust your balls, KL. I'll
I
bust your
got
balls.
you.
That's how I do. You know, and also, here's the Trish Fan 11 says, "Who in the sport does she look up to?" Now, I know most definitely first out the gate, Jamie, because
Oh
y'all
yeah.
have y'all have good closeness.
So
But
for me, I have two really, well, they're just women that because like I said, I had no clue about bodybuilding or physique or anything, but there are two women. Teresa was one of them, and there was another one who just got her pro card, Leslie Jones. She uses Shelby Starnes, and she works out at my gym, at my old gym, and she just got her pro card at in Pittsburgh, not last year, but I think the year before. And the thing I like about them, and the thing that's inspiring for me, is they were older women in the sport. Leslie just turned 50. Teresa's in her 40s, but they were, they were hitting pro. They're competing at the pro level, and I'm like, I mean, I'm a late bloomer. I didn't start till I was 51. It's not like these young girls. I mean, like I think Brie Marshall's incredible. She got her pro card as a figure in at 21, and she's switching over to figure, and she's doing amazing. But it's like even though the genetics, you've got the great metabolism, in the sport. But to me, these women that are older, that are doing things at an older age. There was another woman that I follow, and I actually got rid of my Instagram for about 4 or 5 months, like deleted it and started all over. And now I'm like, where's that girl? That there was an older woman who she won all kinds. I think her name is Lenora, and she's from Texas, I
oh,
think.
Lenora Grayson, that's who you're talking
Yes,
about.
and she's
She
older.
Yeah, I think she's in her, got to be her mid 50s.
She's in her mid
I've done
50s.
video content about her because she competed at the World Masters with a friend of mine. That's Marianne Wachowski. Marianne, she's just turned 59.
Oh,
Uh,
I need to follow her.
yeah, she turned 50. I'll send you a link to her social media later.
Uh,
She turned 59. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There is a growing number in the last few years, a growing number of women who are coming into sport later in life. Usually, when bodybuilding, most times ladies who come in with like in their 20s, their
yeah.
teens, but now you're getting women in 30, 40, 50. There's a lady who actually is a pro, and she's like in her 70s. And yeah. I
Love it.
remember Marianne told me she competed against her, and
Oh,
and Marianne told me how she said, "You're my competition," and the lady looked her up and down, like she was short, and yeah, but yeah, it's starting to grow because
no,
as you
So
know,
I like that. I like these older women that are representing, because so much of society puts so much focus on these young girls and young women and the beauty of youth. And I'm like, no, hold up. I can be 50 and beautiful and fit and, a badass. And that's kind of the thing for me, that I look more, yes, I look at the younger girls, but I don't know. I feel like looking at these women that are regular everyday people like Teresa and Leslie, um, they're the ones that to me, like I remember seeing Leslie the very first time at the gym and I'm like, oh, like look at her. And this is before I was competing. And I remember walking up to her and saying, okay, like I so admire your physique. And she was just so humble. And I had no idea she competed. I didn't know that she was with Shelby Starnes. I mean, eventually I learned that, but to me, it's that those women that are just they're grinding and they're my age. I'm like, yeah, I can do this, you know. So yeah, they have careers, they have families, they're grandparents, you know. It's like I don't know. So yeah, it's not the normal, I guess, everyday, you know, all the famous people that are inspiring to me.
Yeah, I know this sport is, it's like I said again, you are seeing a lot more older competitors. As you know, this year they're going to do a Masters Olympia.
Yep.
And and the thing is that it's going to be all the way in Romania. I don't know why
I
they.
know. I saw that. I was like, really?
Yeah, but it is Olympia qualifier, meaning
Yeah.
that you qualify for Olympia. I know. I've talked to some people that I follow that said that even the master shows, it's not Olympia qualifiers, some of these master shows, but this shows a great opportunity for all competitors. This year they cut out points qualification
I saw
for
that. Yeah.
competitors. That was for, I think, really. I know some people say, "Oh, it's for the older competitors," but also it's for the competitors that are struggling. They can use that opportunity if they come to a show, put in the time into work. They should get as much as into it. They put into it to get it out of it. They should get
Yeah.
rewarded to go to Olympia. But they use that excuse because it's too many competitors. But the thing is, it's those other divisions. That's men's open and bikini. They will have nearly about I think men's classic. They would nearly have almost 100 competitors. But it's
Yeah.
not that about the competitors. It's about the shows. When you have shows in which they only have maybe one division or two divisions, and it's specifically like maybe men's open, classic physique, bikini, or wellness, where even physique, women's bodybuilding have fewer shows.
Yep.
I did an interview with a young lady. Her name's Jarissa. She competed at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic last month.
Hmm.
Her and three other women were the only women representing both women's bodybuilding and women's physique. But because there was enough competitors, they didn't get their pro card.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I think Jamie sent me that. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Just so frustrating.
Yeah. And things is
So
like this with the Arnold. I used to be a big fan of Arnold going as a kid.
now
I
they've
watched the
cut.
movies, Terminator. And like the Arnold's in the Albert Hockey, and then the stuff he did is like I said, and KL knows me. I'm going to do this because one of my favorite Batman movie trilogies is the Chris Nolan, Christian Bale. And I like to quote from that movie a lot because there's some great quotes in it, especially from the first movie where Liam Neeson played Ra's al Ghul, and he said to Bruce Wayne, "In order to take care of the enemy, you walk quiet behind them and stab them in the heart." And he did that when his bodybuilding. We kicked out when his bodybuilding back in 2013. We pushed out the Miss International. He did it again about 3 years ago. We pushed out physique
Yep.
from the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. Then he just did it last year. We pushed out figure. But he doesn't he's gonna keep those two divisions. I would say three divisions is where we say women's bodybuilding. But one, truthfully, I would say is fitness, because fitness did come from the fact that women in bodybuilding wanted a division that really fit for them. I did push that level of muscle and size and development. But with divisions like bikini and wellness, those are the TNA divisions. And I did interview a lady who is this lady, she's a doctor and a bikini competitor. And she's also a woman in your age. She has two kids. She's in her 50s. And and she's very great woman, great shape, very beautiful woman. And it's just that it try to find sports that are more attainable for people. And they feel like divisions like physique, women's bodybuilding, and figure, it's just too much muscle development. But and there's not enough femininity. But figure is supposed to be a
But
little bit more
like,
feminine.
there's no way I could be a bikini competitor. I mean, I just am not genetically built that way to be. I mean, I'm tiny, but as far as stature, but I have too much muscularity, and so that would really frustrate me. I mean, like I can't even do well. I mean, like I talked to Trey about switching to wellness because again, that's the up and coming, right? That's the one that's like, oh, everyone's all about. but again, I have too much upper body muscularity to be I mean, now I have a lower body. I got that in spades, but my upper body, I was like, do I need to switch to wellies? He's like, no, but I mean, but it's that's not fair to say somebody like there's like Jamie, like you're gonna see Jamie as a bikini or even a figure. I could see where she could possibly come down to physique, blow everybody away, but they're gonna say she's too big, she's too muscular, blah blah blah. But you're gonna try to put Jamie Hart into bikini and or into figure. It's limiting people that are built like us in this sport, and it's not right. It's not fair because
Yeah,
obviously we're not the only
it's
ones.
true because like this, unless you have with bikini, you have to have huge jugs, and with
Which
wellies
are
have
fake,
yeah,
which
which is
cost a ton of money.
yeah, because I used to watch the show Botch. You ever watch it with the two doctors?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
It's it's not just as easy as everybody think. But a lot of the women in both divisions, bodybuilding, physique, and in figure, they eventually get them because, like I said, as you know, even though femininity shouldn't be about your breast size, but as men, we see women with breasts. Me personally, I like women with natural pecs.
Yeah,
I
I think it
saw.
looks so dorky. I'm sorry, but I just think
Go
it's
ahead.
physique and bodybuilding. The fake boobs and that, I don't like the way it looks. I am like you. I just like, I understand that I'm going to lose that. I understand that I'm going to have more pec development, but I also know after my prep, they're going to come back. So I'm like, whatever. But it's just for a period of time. But I just think it just kind of looks abnormal when they're really muscular and then I don't know. It
Yeah,
doesn't look very feminine to me.
yeah, I know this is a young bodybuilder. She just competed at the Olympics. She's from Brazil. Her name's Lavinia Rodriguez. She just got breast implants a month or so ago. She has a. I'll see you some pictures of her. I'll send her a link to her later on. She had a beautiful physique. She took 15th at the Olympia. She just needs to work on conditioning. She goes off and she gets it just kind of to me kind of ruins how she looked. She had great natural look to her.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
and it's for a period of time. Like literally when you're shredding and you're in prep, yes, I mean, you're not, I can't even shave my underarms when I'm in prep. I mean, it's like, it's just, you lose every ounce of fat everywhere. That's why your face looks like, you're 75 years old and you have nothing up here. But to me, it looks more natural and I don't even think it looks masculine, but that's just me. But I understand that it's going to come back. I understand that that's where it's going to be. But I mean, I don't know. I just think it just looks
yeah,
horrible.
it kind of looks weird. Some women overdo it too. I mean, I
Yeah.
know this barber named Barbara Carita. She said she stopped competing because but wait, when you have breasts bigger than your head, it's not going to work. You gotta. I mean, some women can be moderate. Okay, you just got enough to
Yeah,
make you look
no,
great.
I've seen them where they're not bad. Yeah. But
Yeah,
I'm like, that doesn't look
yeah,
right. I mean, I think that there is a place that they could, and I'm probably going to get hate, but I'm just saying, I
yeah.
think there is a place for it where it's appropriate and it looks okay. But I think sometimes I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah, it can't be everything. We got a man here, Trish. Is it Trish Fan L 11? You'll get your pro card soon. Yeah, shout out to him. Also, he
Thank you.
says this. She's a teacher. That's so cool. Do your students know that you compete? They must be so inspired by you. And we talked about earlier. Yeah, her students
Yeah,
know.
my trophies they think that I want it for them.
Yeah, yeah. And the
But
thing is, like,
they're awesome because I told them I tell them I'm like anything that happens between now and the end of the school year, I'm sorry if you think I'm mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm probably hungry. I'm probably tired. They're like,
yeah,
okay. So
yeah, because that's the tough thing about it. And the thing about children, children are more open minded than adults. They can accept you a lot easier
yeah,
than They just have a genuine heart, and that's what sometimes as we get older as adults, we lose that because we get a bit jaded sometimes.
well, they're
And
yeah, they're great. They're so, I've got girls now that are talking about they're going to the gym. Even the guys are like, Miss Carver, I went, and I'm like, don't skip leg day. I'm like, it's not all about upper body. So they're, how much did you squat today? So it's been really fun to kind of allow them to see me in what something I love outside of school, because I guess, a lot of kids think that teachers, it's just their life is all school, like, no. So it's been really fun. This class has been really good. And I always like when I do like I teach US history. So when I'm doing a review game, I always put some kind of like, what's Miss Carver's next workout going to be? What did Miss Carver do this? What's her next cheat meal going to be like? And they're like, what? We don't know. And I'm like, so I always like throw these little workout things in my Quizlet games and they get real mad, but oh well.
Yeah, that's the thing is like she is a U.S. history teacher, so I'm gonna give a couple of quizzes, and while we here, just test her because just test her. Okay, one of my first questions. Okay, what was the year of the War of 1812?
1812.
Okay, now what was the color of George Washington's white horse?
I was gonna say brown, but I think I'm gonna go with white.
Okay, and this is gonna be a tough one. This is gonna be a tough one. I'm trying to get you off. All right. All right. How many stars are in the American flag?
What is so sad is there are people that don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah. Yes.
50. But okay, so I just went. Can you see what's on my thing?
Yeah. Gettysburg.
So I just went there and spent like 8 hours on the battlefield because I just finished teaching the Civil War with my students. So they think I'm a complete nerd about history. I am very nerdy about history. I love it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. Because like that's thing is we learn from history. History is something we taught for because we don't learn from the past. We're doomed to repeat it.
Right.
Some things happen in the world that we got to learn.
We got to talk about all the nasties and the good, I say the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, especially me being a descendant of the reason why this war started. Not so much as the reason for the war started, but it's one of the part of things. The reason why.
Oh, it's a big And Abraham Lincoln really did, his opinion of that really changed because he didn't start out thinking it was about keeping the Union together, and then by the end he was like, we got to end slavery. I mean,
because this country is owned. A lot of this country is built because of what my ancestors did. We have here my man Derek Bailey says salute. All the way, George Page. Thank you, man. Also, my man here, he's right here from in my home state, like you, North Carolina. My man, all fourth quarter talk. My man, Big Duke. Salute and all the way, George Page. Thank you, man. Also, he says, yeah. Also, peace to the guest. Also, yeah, and also, I know you're feeling. My client went through the same thing, carb depleted. Yeah, I mean, I know about his client, a beautiful lady. She earned her pro card as a figure competitor about a couple of years ago. But, she hadn't started competing yet as a pro. Maybe, like she has a job, anything like yourself, when, it's kind of busy, but maybe most definitely we may see her in the future, maybe in the pro. Yeah. So also, this is Rolando G. He's coming through. Hey there, everyone. Miss Carver, he had a friend. And also, we have here what's a ding, ding, ding. And that's from Trish here. And also it says, when's competing next? And she always says she's 8 weeks out.
May. So I'm going to do the Palmetto Classic in Columbia, South Carolina. It's a Palmetto Classic. Katie Productions is going to do it. So that's my next show.
Well, if you think about doing a show, because I think the Junior USA's is in Manning. They had the last couple of years. Maybe something to think about. That's also a pro qualifier if you want to think about that. And
yeah, I looked at the one in Charleston. There's one in Charleston. The Junior Nationals is in Charleston.
Yeah, I think you said it's junior. I think Jewish. They call it it's Jewish USA's or Jewish Nationals, whichever they call it.
So my son's graduating from college, so that kind of messed with my. So I have to go to Pennsylvania. He's a senior this year at Messiah University. So I'm like, so trying to pick a show like at the end of the school year. So I don't and getting to his graduation and yeah. So
yeah, because I know ladies like yourself, like one lady I follow, Leah Denny. She's a mother. She has 3 kids. 2 of her kids are, I think one of her daughter just graduated from high school this summer because she was thinking about, she took a break from competing because, she was going to do some more shows, but her daughter's graduated from high school. Also, she has a son with special needs and she spent time with him. And that's the thing that people got to remind that you're a mother, you're a grandmother. And that's the one thing is that you don't want to sacrifice too much yourself in the sport and miss out the things that you have with your family. And, and with a lot of other competitors, you know, many, especially young competitors, don't have responsibilities of maybe a spouse, children, you know, those things. It's a lot easier to do, you know,
It
let's
is.
say,
Yes, I agree with you. It totally is because it is. I mean, my sweet parents, when I go to visit them, they're like, "All right, how much chicken and rice do you need?" But my mom, I guess, likes it because she doesn't have to cook for me. But you have no life. I mean, if you are in prep, I mean, it is not fun. I mean, like I'm on spring break, we're all going to the lake, and I'm like, I'll bring my food. It's like, they're like, all right, well, we're gonna have kielbasa on the grill and we're gonna be doing this and that. And I'm like, all right. And I'm like, coach, but I mean, I still have a cheat meal right now on Saturdays. So at least I'm like, okay, if I could just get to Saturday.
yeah. Saturday's coming. I sit there
Saturday's,
like used to be back there. You watch Saturday morning cartoons, eat cereal, and they don't have
yeah.
Saturday morning cartoons anymore. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing is about. I remember my friend Marianne, how she told me that she wanted to go to a wedding for friends, but she knew that she couldn't eat the food there because at a wedding you have a choice of you say chicken, steak, or
Yeah.
fish,
Yeah.
and you can't eat that. So you bring your
Little container.
container and that's your food. And people say, why she's not eating the food? Because like I said, you are prepping. Maybe if you went like you took a year off and you say, I'm gonna, even though hey, I'm not gonna eat too much of the good stuff or the stuff. Like I said, I can understand like being a me and being a fat man. Like I said, I used to be nearly 500 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And after my mom passed away, I took care of her because she was sick for a long time. And I said, it's time for me to take care of myself. And I made some changes. I'm still sometimes I backpedal now and then because it's hard because like I said, be calling you man, be calling you name, man, be calling me, and to make those changes is kind of difficult sometimes, but it's for a good reason. And
Yeah.
especially as a competitor, I know somebody told me that they lost friendships because the fact is they made the switch over because they were, because when one lady told me that she used to go, her friends used to go out and drink. Like I said, I can't go out and drink. I gotta go to sleep. I gotta get up in the morning. I gotta get ready for my prep. I can't go out with y'all. I can't do the things you got to do. And it's like I said, that's the one also a part that people forget about. That when you get into the sport, you get into this lifestyle. That there's so much things that you can't do like you used to do. You can
Yep.
do if you want, but here's the thing: is you're not, it's not going to help you in your progress.
Yeah,
And
I've had really good friends like when they go out drinking or they're gonna go have a drink, I bring my this is my version. I don't drink a lot of them, but this is what I'll drink. I'll bring my one Coke Zero. I'll go with them to the bar. I'll bring this with me. That's my having a drink. Um, and they're so supportive. My parents the same way, just my family. Um, Even I mean my boyfriend, he's the same way. They're just like, hey, we know you can't have it. I'm like, so you're gonna have steak? And I'm like, you want some? No. It's just that I do have a really good support network. I mean, it is nice to have friends like Jamie who know, so that you go, I have somebody I can talk to about this. That's super important, is to have somebody that is in the sport, that is somebody that you can bounce off of, because if you don't, it can be debilitating. I mean, like, you can get into like a depression about it because your regular friends, the friends that are not in the sport, they don't get it. They don't understand it. But to have that person that you can, oh my gosh, I want to eat my arm, like I am dying right now, because you don't want to text your coach I don't want to complain and go, I'm so hungry, but if I can send that to Jamie and be like, girl, what is wrong with me? I want to eat an entire large pizza right now. So, I mean, that's important. But yeah, you really do have no life. And if you jump into the sport, you need to understand you need that support network of people that get what you're doing.
because it's good to have people that understand what you're going through. Like when you have times where what it's that like especially when you have the kids over and they bring a pizza or they bring cheeseburgers or they bring
Kids,
something
like,
like that, cookies, and like I
yeah,
can't I can't I can't
my
and then
students do that. And I'm just
yeah
like, No, I can't have the cookie. Leave me alone.
I can't eat this. Like, mom, it's just one Oreo. Say, no, I can't. If I eat one, I can't stop. I
I
can't stop.
know.
Again, like,
Exactly.
and like you had Jamie, she's like this. Yeah, we give each other a good sanity check, and yeah,
We
and that's what
do.
that's what friends are for. And also, this is a man, Big Duke. He says all facts. It's so much to it. And my man here, Rolando G says, "Wow, Miss Carver, congratulations to your son's graduation. Good luck to the young man.
Thank you.
As a young man, he's making his way. And like this, it wasn't for like I said, I love my mother. She was one of the greatest women I ever loved. I mean, I remember somebody told me a long time ago. Said, George, you live with your mama? I said, yes, ma'am. I said, Mom, George, stay with your mama as long as you got to do. As long as you can. Do what you want to do as a man. But always come back home to your mama. That's what I did. I stood by my mama was my woman. I stood by her.
Good for
I had
you.
relations, but not relationships. But I always had my relations with the quote one of my quote classic quote from a movie, Psycho. A boy's best friend is his mother. So it's good that you have that relationship with your kids, and they're funny. I know. I know when your parents, when you tell your parents about to do this, I know your dad said, "Baby doll, I don't want you to be like bigger than me." I know your mom said, "Oh, honey, I don't want you to get too buff and can't find a man." I know that's the thing I hear some people out, but it's good that they stand by you. Your mom did your meal prep. Your dad probably he spots you every now and then,
Oh yeah.
and it's just good that you have that because
Yeah.
some people don't have that. Sometimes, so, like I said again, some people have lost friends, even
And
family members,
yep.
because they don't understand where they got to. Because, like I said, this sport it's not a mainstream sport by any standards. Even though I used to remember going on, bodybuilding used to be on television. You used to watch it on NBC, you used to
Yep.
watch it on ESPN. But the last 2 years, it's kind of been pushed out. It's surviving mostly on, like channels like on YouTube. You can catch
Yep.
YouTube and social media, and also pay-per-views.
Review. Yep.
And and the thing is, we say about this sport is that even though it's not a mainstream sport, it's not a lucrative sport. You
Yeah.
know, you have to pay for, like I said earlier, cost your suit, the
Yeah.
travel, pay for your coach, hair, makeup,
Makeup,
you know,
tanning.
tanning,
Yeah.
food. I mean, with you women, it costs a lot more because
Yeah.
you have to wear the sparkly designs, you have to have your makeup, you have to have your jewelry. With guys, they got to put it on.
I know. I told my son, I was like, "How much is this? Mine costs this much, and yours costs what?"
You just wear a banana hammock
I was
and a
like,
pair of board shorts.
"Yeah, his board shorts." I was like, "You just paid $35 for those? That's ridiculous." Like, I mean, compared to what I had to pay for my suit, I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's unfair dispersion because even with the prize money, it's not like okay,
yeah."
I
Because
thought
like when I won the state championship, it wasn't like I got a trophy. That's what
yeah,
I
it's a
got.
trophy
I
because
mean,
as amateurs you don't get anything. You just get a
you don't
trophy
get
or
anything.
you
Yeah.
get a medallion. Then they
Sometimes
qualify you.
sometimes they'll send the winners will get like they'll get something paid for, they might get a show or something like that, but yeah, it is a huge investment. I have a guy, one of the guys at my gym who just he's retired. He and his wife moved here from Maryland, and they were like, hey, we would like to help sponsor you to help with your show because we know it's expensive, and that was like super amazing that I would have just somebody say, because my gym promoted, that I won the state championship, put me on their social media and all that. But I thought that was really cool because anything is helpful. Like you said, it is a very expensive sport. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's an investment, but yeah.
yeah. Because like I said, this is the thing is if you could, and like I said, have anything to change about the sport, that would be the money part of it. If there
Yeah.
was more financial opportunities. So because like one thing, if you get a sponsor as an amateur, you can really depend on him. And this is why I talk about this on my channel. This is why I talk about this on my channel. And I'm gonna say this like this: if anybody interested in sponsoring people like Jenny and Jamie and all these other ladies and men who compete in the sport who can use a sponsor,
Yeah.
genuinely reach out to these people. Be sincere about your interests, but don't be that weird guy. We go like, hey,
Hey.
yeah,
Yeah.
you got a nice body, teacher. You can teach me anytime. I'm hot for teaching. No, stop it, stop it.
Yeah.
Be this guy said, like, Mrs. Carver, I want to sponsor you. Is there anything you need from me, let me know. If you need
Yeah.
this taken care of, that taken care of, I got you. That's what needs to be. People need to step. I know these guys out there. There's a lot of guys who are fan you ladies, who respect you ladies, who are, and there's the weird guys.
There are
And I
weird
know,
guys out there.
yeah,
I've experienced that, but I mean, I think there's a lot of people that I think the people that I'm around, they don't necessarily understand the sport, but they admire the work ethic that I have for it, the discipline that I have, the commitment that I have to it. They may not understand why I'm doing it. They may not understand the sport, but they know that I'm putting in the work. And that's kind of, whether you win or not, this next show I'm going up against some people that are, they're decent competitors, and they've got a lot of good mass on them. And for me, it's like, whether I win or not, for me, my goal is to be better than I was in November. And I have specific things that my coach and I have talked about that I want. I need this, and I need this, and I need this for me. Whether the judges like it or not, whether they like her, me, this girl over there, or whatever, that's neither here nor there for me. Because for me, this is about my personal development, and what I'm working towards. And then I'll have a good summer body.
yeah. I need to work on my summer body. Like I said, I've been in the gym for a while because my car had to get worked on, and I need to get back in the gym, and I need to work a little, trim up a little bit of this,
I gotta go see the parents in Florida, so gotta
yeah.
be ready.
Yeah, it seems like Florida's nice. I've been there a couple of times when we used to go to Disney World. But like I said, I know the cost of sports is expensive, and a lot of women, what they do, they have to find ways to circumvent their cash. Some women do OnlyFans, some women do stuff, but you can't do that because you're in a position where
Yeah,
your kids. I know some. I know some. It'd be funny if you did one, like somebody said, "Hey, is that my son's teacher?"
Yeah, no,
I mean, like, I can't wait to the next parent teacher meeting.
yeah, no,
But like it's
so good. Yeah.
But like the thing is, I would say like this, and I would feel like this. I think that this is a sport that needs more representation opportunities for competitors. I think, like, I talk to ladies who are pros. I say, you know what, y'all should have a union. Like, y'all have a teachers union. So whenever something happens, something goes wrong, something can be taken care of. It should be ways where in which, okay, it should be like sports, like professional sports, where in which they have checks and balances. They have things in there. So, like, I got a friend. He used to play football. He used to bodybuild too. He's an ex-pro himself in bodybuilding. And even though he don't play football anymore, he's still a pension. And even though it's amateurs, you still should have something like come on, you got to pay to compete as an amateur. And I think it should be a little bit discount for that. I mean, like, especially, I know one lady said she told me she did a show, she did a master show, and masters you have to pay. And she remembered that, they did, because she did win some prize money, plus they gave her the money for her entrance fee back.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yeah, those little things.
That would be cool. Like, if you won the show, you got your money back. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's not gonna. I mean, what if there's 10 people? I mean, the amount of money that they make for the entry, and then what they charge for the people to come and watch. I mean, they're charging for an all-day ticket sometimes $75, and those places are packed per person. So I'm going. So it's not. I know that there's money that has to go into the venue and the DJ and the prizes and all that kind of stuff. But I would think that would be really kind of that's a cool idea.
Mm-hmm,
if you win your overall in your category, that you got your money back.
Yeah, because like I said, that money can go towards, because this is the thing about this. How much you put into the sport, you should get just as much back out of it.
I wish.
Yeah, I know
how much money I've spent on this sport.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. Here's my man Rolando G. He just mentioned this. Guy like me, George, always on the respect, especially for Gena and the rest of these lovely athletes and their aesthetic physique. And yeah, we, like I said, we respect you. Like I said, but I remember when I got into this thing, I was like, as a kid, and I'm just getting older, and it just something about y'all women, y'all just kind of just twisted my little young mind. And then and I'm gonna admit this, I am a muscle purse mo. I'm gonna admit that there's things I've done. I'm not shy about that, but doing this content, I've learned a lot of things. I learned stuff that people don't, understand what y'all women go through. The guys, oh, okay, the guys, but you women, you go through a lot because like I said again, this is something it's not considered very feminine. You are changing what is considered, you know, the ideology of what women should be.
Right.
You're in a sport in which that is not considered very pleasing by some, but
Yeah.
we enjoy it. I mean, like I remember when I first got my first computer later down the road, I used to go on these chat rooms that were dedicated to guys who fans and I remember one guy, he's saying like, like this, we have a saying in a small business, like, well, your ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. And, we get excited when we see y'all. We respect what y'all go through. Now, you have people going to have those judgments about you.
Sure.
And that's just how it is. But you know what? You can't make everybody happy. You should make yourself happy.
That's the
And,
key. That's
you
the
know,
key. Can't then, yeah, you got to be happy with you in spite of what other people are saying. I mean, even when it's like I've gotten comments when I put like workout videos up and they're like, "You're not doing a full rep," and I'm like, because my coach said to do partials, idiot. I mean, like, I'm just going, it's just so funny. Like, you're not even doing a full bicep curl. I'm like, because my program says to do a partial. I'm like, it's just so funny because I think Jamie gets a lot more hate stuff than I do. I mean, I don't know. I think she's messaged me a couple times. She's like, "What do I say?" And I'm like, "Don't respond, delete it." I mean, it's like, don't even waste your breath because at the end of the day, you have to put your head on the pillow and you need to be okay with who you are. And that's been the biggest part of this journey for me is I'm okay with who I am and I'm okay. I'm not going to make everybody happy. My dad has said things to me sometimes like, yeah, but your arms, your legs, and I'm like, okay. But I mean, I also know what the end goal is. I know where I'm going to be. And sometimes you have to, there's a process and some things work and some things don't work. But to me, if you're not comfortable with yourself, then this is not the sport for you because you got to be okay with yourself. And yeah, sometimes you get in your head, but I mean, like you said, at the end of the day, it's about you and how you feel about you, not how George feels, not how Jamie feels, not how your coach feels, but are you okay with you? And are you putting in the work? Because coaches don't know what you do. You can tell them, I did all my cardio. I did all my workouts. I ate all my food. I don't know what's wrong. I mean, what you're doing. So yeah, I do agree with you that it is, you're not going to make everybody happy. And there's going to be people that don't, I mean, they don't prefer it. So it's what makes you happy, for me. I know my mom's probably like, if she's even still watching, she doesn't like me being all muscular. I mean, she's kind of, but she loves me and she knows that this makes me happy. And she knows that this is a season of my life. I don't know if I'm gonna do this till I'm 60. I'm like, I'm ready to have an off season and have some time where I'm just about me and being with my grandbabies and my children and my family and all that. So yeah, there's ebbs and flows in that. So
yeah, like I said, it's about what works for you.
mm-hmm.
And if people out there who saying this and that, this is this is a more point arguing with people. Like I remember one of my favorite quotes from Jay-Z saying like, a wise man told me not to argue with a fool because no one can tell the difference who is who. And it's
That's great. Yeah.
yeah, because sometimes people don't understand that. And you guys talk about you're not doing the full rep. There's these gym bros who don't say,
I
yeah,
know.
you lift bro, you lift bro, you lift
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
But it's just like this. You can never make anybody happy but yourself.
Right.
That's all you can do. And it's just people got to understand this. This is a sport in which is a lot of work. It's not just about popping a magic pill. It's not about
Definitely. No,
yeah.
definitely.
It's about getting up like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, going to the gym, being consistent.
All your food.
Yeah, eating your food, following your diet. Doing cardio when you don't want to do cardio, doing leg day when sometimes you feel like that episode from Charlie from Dave Chappelle when Dave Chappelle was with Rick James and Eddie Murphy and Charlie Murphy beating up his legs and what are my legs, Eddie Murphy? Those are things where you crawling out of the gym. Like you feel like you can't walk anymore. You feel like the scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Exactly.
just people got to understand that there's a lot of work in this.
Yeah.
And as I said again, as a competitor, you should get as much out of it as you put into it. If it's not money wise, it's just support. And I understand your mom, like I said again, your mom wants your daughter to be feminine, but you got a boyfriend, you got a man, and he supports you too. That's a good thing about that. Your kids love you, your grandbabies love you, Lola, Lala, and
Yeah.
it's just those things keep people going.
Yeah.
You have people like Jamie, your family,
Yeah.
standing in your corner, and the haters, they're gonna hate. So, like I said, let them hate till they can't hate no more. You got my man Rolando saying, "Wow, Jamie, this is some taxes. I would like to fund you, lovely lady, soon. I want sponsor. I know you and Gena have Cash App, so when I would donate you to your shows. And if you get a Cash App, you want to send a donation to, let them know. They'll be happy. Let them know that. I don't know why these keyboard warriors talk like that. I just don't want to do or say that because I have not been through struggle of prep, and I would never criticize an athlete like that. And I guess the thing is like, it'd be the same guy talking shit on the keyboard, but then the senior message, Miss Gena, I'm sorry, I apologize. I think you're very pretty. I don't want to offend you. Because like, what is it? There's these guys out there who are undercover fans because saying the idea of women with muscle is not very feminine, and because they want to get in with the in crowd, they'll talk about it like that. But then they realize, what? They know that generally like women like y'all. They like the way y'all look. They like the way y'all are. Just you taking it. Like I said, like we, being from the South, we know that women around here are a little bit more full, a little more thicker. When I first got to see female bodybuilders in person, it was for me. It was like I got to when I went to the event with for Glenn's magazine release.
Magazine. Amazon.
Yeah. And then I went to Savannah last year, and I got to meet people like Alina Popa, Annie Rivicchio, who I used to follow growing up, Donna Salib, a couple ladies I did interviews with. I saw Linda Murray. And Linda Murray, she was in the front because it was a show, the Savannah, it was Linda Murray show. And she was up in the front and she turned around, she's smiling. I got a picture on my somewhere, and it's just to meet people like this and women like yourselves, and being that you, like I said again, it's just a great opportunity for me. I was hoping to go to another show because I got a niece who lives in Atlanta, and I was thinking about going there, but then I had to get my car fixed and car. So, but I'd like to opportunity to go see. Maybe if I get opportunity, I might try to maybe check out some amateur shows. And
I think everyone, like if you're even thinking about getting into it, and I don't have a lot of time because I've got to go run an errand, but I think if anyone's I always tell girls, I'm like, look, before you go do a show, go watch a show, go to an amateur show, watch it. I think, that I wish I had done that. I wish I'd gone to a show before I went to my first show because I had no idea what I was doing. I was clueless. Teresa did great getting me ready. Teresa and her husband were my coaches. But yeah, definitely go to shows. I think it's also a great way to support and understand, I go and I'm like, I'm judging people, not judging them, just going, okay, look at his muscularity, look at that. Okay. And then they flip around and like, where's his back? You just, so it's fun. It's also good to see that just in your own personal development of, my son likes to go and watch, okay, what are the guys doing? And same thing for me, okay, this is what they're looking at, especially if you're going, like, if you're going to compete in the Carolinas, going to an NPC Carolina show is important because you have those same type of judges in most of the shows. So what are they looking for? What are they looking at? What do they like? Going to those, I don't know, Jamie might know better name. I don't know. They have posing clinics. That's what these, go to the posing clinics, go get your face out there to be seen. Definitely, it's definitely something that you just need a lot of exposure, and having a good coach is really important too. But yeah,
Yeah, I know somebody told me to go to one of these posters. I said, "Can I go to one of those?" Yeah, you can go one of those. I said, "Okay." I might. I'm thinking about it. Maybe when my
because you
financial
can meet
situation gets
everybody
a little,
there. Yeah,
yeah, my financial situation gets a little better. I might try to go one and check it out. Maybe
yeah,
ask some questions and maybe get some knowledge. So anyway, like I said, she is she's a busy lady. I know this is a break for her because this is about time for spring break. The kids are
yeah. It's my
partying
spring
and do it
break.
like this.
Yeah.
Then go back to school. I say, God.
I know. I gotta get to the end of the end of May.
You guys, I gotta make it. I gotta make it.
I know.
We got my man Rolando G's just saying, yes, I want to really go to the Wings of Strength shows. George, I have never been. I absolutely want to support the ladies most definitely, and I hope you do because I
Yeah.
would like to do maybe next year because I said I was planning to do something, but now things come up, things happen, and money's
I know. Well, like if Jamie goes to nationals, even if I don't go, I'm like, girl, I'm going. I'm going to be your entourage. I'm going to be like,
yeah, get him, girl, get him,
yeah,
get him.
because that's fuel for you up on the stage as people are screaming and like, I see you, like it's because people are like, why are they screaming? I'm like, yeah, because it's motivating you. Like I told my friends my first show, I'm like, when I get out there and I pose, I need you screaming. My son's obnoxiously loud, which is great, David, because he just knows what it takes to be out there and he knows how hard it is and the hard work and that our refrigerator was empty except for chicken and rice for a long time. So
Yeah, that's a good thing that you got your boy supporting you and your family supporting you and all this, and us here we support you. So,
well,
like I
thank you.
said, we wish you best of luck for you. Like I
Thank
said,
you.
she's not gonna be here too much longer. We're gonna let her go.
Yeah.
We're gonna say also this: you have anybody you want to send? Where she is? Just
My
went
son
up.
was calling me.
Yeah, there she goes. We generally appreciate ladies like yourself taking the time and talking to someone like about your story. This is why I do my channel to give y'all opportunities to share what people don't really know. I mean, I know I have guys telling me, say, George, we're talking to this person. I would love to talk to that person, but it's but up to them if they want to talk to me. But if
Right.
ladies like yourself who take the time to talk to me, I genuinely appreciate it because it's people like you and Jamie and all the others who have their boots they have their boots 10 toes on the ground, keep the
Yeah.
sport going. And that's why I like get the opportunity for y'all to share your voice, share your practice. I'm talking to one lady. I'm hoping she gets the opportunity because she said she's kind of shy. She said, "What about the fact is you don't have to be shy because you go on stage in a bikini in front of a bunch of people.
I was gonna say,
You
yeah.
don't need to be shy. This is just you and me having a
That's a
conversation,
conversation. Yeah.
and and you have to be really you have to really put yourself out there. You know, but like I said, we're not gonna hold you up much, my lovely lady. We're gonna ask you like, you have anybody you want to shout out to, show appreciation.
Well, I mean, I think I've shouted out to everybody that I really wanted to. It's just, my family, my coach, my teammates, my these women that came before me, like Teresa and Leslie, my hairdresser, of course, Elisa. She's been to all my shows. She does my show, of course, Meredith Mayhem with her makeup and her suit design. Of course, my coach Trey Hodges, he's fabulous. But anyway, yeah, I'm so blessed by my support network. So
Yeah. Well, man, I hope you get all your blessings to you.
thank you.
And, I hope you have a great upcoming season. Good luck to you. And also, this is the one I'm going to say to anybody out there. If you are someone out here who has the ways and the means to support and to sponsor an athlete in this sport, reach out to them. Be sincere and genuine about your interests. Don't. This is the thing about this. This sport's expensive. It's a lot of time, a lot of work. But if we can get people to come together and support these women in the sport, these athletes in the sport, and to show that they really want them to progress to the next level. Like I said again, if I was someone who had a way to do it, I only have this platform where I can use my voice. But if I was somebody who had the financial means to do it, I would say to you, Mrs. Carver, I want to help you out. I want to see you grow. I want to see you progress. Whatever you need from me, let me know. But
Thank Yeah.
don't be that weird guy saying, I think
Yeah.
it
Because it's
kind of,
called
it
We
kind
Please
of,
You.
yeah, it kind of like, Gina, I like to be taught by you. I like you to teach me anarchy and chaos. And I want you to complete me. Why so serious? Why it's so serious, Mr. Carver? That's the other guy. I gotta watch out for him every now and then. But like I said again, we like to thank you for taking your time.
Thank you.
We like to thank my man Rolando G, my man for fourth quarter talk, Big Duke, my man KL the Wanderer. He's my brother, but you know what? He's heavy. And also the lovely, beautiful Miss Jamie Hart. Thank you for coming through here and supporting your friend. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Good luck to anybody in this sport. And like I said again, if anybody out there who's interested in supporting either Jamie, Gena, any of these ladies in the sport, you can go on my site. I got several videos I've done. You can go check out, follow me on social media. You can follow also on this interview. You can share, like, comment to this interview, subscribe to my channel. Really give these ladies support. But here's my rule, guys out there. And I know it's no good me telling you this, because you got to do it anyway, because you are just a bunch of sick freaks. No D-pics. Stop it. Get some help. I know she's a pretty woman. When she's buffing her suit, you get excited. You get a little tickle in your pickle. But think about what you do before you do it. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Well, man, I'd like to thank you again. I would say wish you the best of luck in this rest of the year. Like I say, and this is one quote I like to say like this. This is from from Batman Begins, when Jim Gordon said to Batman, "I forgot to thank you," and he said to him, "You never have to." All right. So anyway, thank y'all for coming through. Thank you for commenting, subscribe, share, comment, support these women in sport of bodybuilding, and wish them all the best of luck. Because like I say, they need as much support than anybody. Because it's tough to be both a woman and to be an athlete, and people's opinions and thoughts of what they think. So whatever it is, if it doesn't help, just push it out of the way. Keep it moving. Keep it moving, partner. Anyway, this is me always just been, aka the Emperor of Film Bottom Talk. Don't like, subscribe. We're out. Have a great rest of your week.